This is Group 9 of EDM Class 310 at the University of South Alabama. My name is Justin Hyde, and I'm majoring in physical education.
My name is Carol Perez, and I'm majoring in English Language Arts Education.
My name is Mandy Davis, and I'm majoring in elementary and special education.
My name is Rayleigh Zofko, and I'm also majoring in elementary and special education.
Our topic is iTunes U, and we'll be discussing some of the disadvantages and advantages of this program. We'll mostly be discussing what we researched at the university level. Some of the advantages to iTunes U is that it's a free way for students to learn while they're at their house.
I think another advantage of it is for college students to also go online and find extra resources that they're not getting in class. I researched the University of Alabama and found that it offered information for students either who are wanting to teach education or other subjects like literature, science, medical studies, and other subjects like that.
I looked up Vanderbilt University, and what I found was they had a lot of community content in theirs, and they talked about how they were working with all the different majors and departments at the school, such as their big law department or even their education department.
And I searched Yale University and came up with some musical performances that I thought were really cool. I downloaded like a symphony it was about a half hour worth of like classical music that you can listen to. I like to do that while I study. Some say it helps your learning. And I also downloaded a psychology lecture, and it was pretty informative.
I saw on Texas A&M's website that they had a bunch of podcasts where it was labeled assistant professors, and it had almost nearly all the subjects that the school had to offer, and they were giving you tips on how to take the test and just their point of views on stuff in the subject. And there was also a video that I thought was pretty interesting. It was called Cutting Down on Student Study Time. It talked about how a former student at Texas A&M had a 3.0 GPA and was studying all the time, and he used symbols to relate to the key terms and key words and ended up going through graduate school with a 4.0. It's a pretty interesting video.
Justin, I agree with you. I've actually have had experience with iTunes U last semester on a final project, and I needed a starting point for this final project in literary criticism, and I researched everywhere online and couldn't really find a good central location for my research. So I actually did use this outside of class and found that it was very useful, and it pointed me in the right direction and ended up being a really good project in the end.
One of the major things that I found was kind of discouraging about it, though, is that it only had some of the more prestigious universities, and a lot of the local schools weren't really on there, so you couldn't look at stuff from your specific college that we were at now, and that was kind of discouraging.
I agree, but I also loved how you can use it not only for education, but just later on once you're actually in your career. There were so many different ideas. We saw some things, anything from culinary school to I read an article on helping teachers in their current profession of better improving the classroom that they've already been teaching in.
I know we're jumping around a lot, but I just wanted to mention that it's free. So if you're a college student like we are, that benefits you highly. And if you're on a budget, you don't have to worry about that. Everything, absolutely everything, all of the topics were free. So that is good.
I think another disadvantage I'd like to mention is that it was a little difficult to find. When you initially go into your iTunes library, that's the first thing you see is your music. But you actually have to go to iTunes Store and then click on the link for iTunes U. So I thought it was really interesting that you have music, pop culture, and the latest with that. At the same time, you also have this great resource of education for colleges that you would typically not experience. So I thought that was really interesting how they're on the same level and right next to each other.
Like I mentioned earlier, that psychology lecture that I listened to, the professor was saying that he did like video and audio of his class, and it's for a lot of reasons, but my favorite reason was so that people could access this from other countries. So any country, any person can listen to this and have this available for them. And they also said, like, he strives for classroom experience to be exactly the exact same way that if you were sitting in class, it's supposed to be and transfer over just the same way. So I thought that was neat.
And I like that you mentioned that he had the actual podcasts that were just vocal and then some that were visual as well, because we all know that everyone learns differently. So maybe you'll benefit more from actually watching videos of in-class learning, or maybe you'd do better just listening to voices.
Definitely.
Like we are now.
And and having you like have the option to pause it and write something down or rewind it and go back to it. Because I know in class I get sidetracked a lot and I have no clue what the teacher just said, and I'm kind of embarrassed to ask her to rewind that, pretty please. So.
Even though we're talking a lot about the college level, iTunes U does have like several things that you'll see on the right side you can click from K through 12 and all kinds of other different stuff for all age groups, and you can choose a lot of different things to look through, not just educational on the college level.
I think that it also offers some anonymity. An option, it gives you an option, like if you wanted to listen to a lecture, some of the professors, it depends on the professors, but some of them give you an option to reach out and email them or contact them in some way if you have any questions or concerns about that topic or about anything.
And that's so true. I really do think that iTunes U is a great way to help advocate lifelong learners and also to really advocate the classroom experience to be more collaborative and also global. I think it's wonderful that you can relate to your own university and also university in a different country that's studying culture or even literature that you're studying yourself. So that's really interesting.
Well, I think we've learned a lot about iTunes U and how it can be very beneficial to current students and to people who have already graduated and are in their profession. Let's talk a little about how you can access this iTunes U if you're not currently a member and on iTunes.
Actually, all you have to do is go to apple.com/iTunes/download if you don't already have iTunes on your computer. And it's really easy. From the iTunes store page, there is a link second from last that says iTunes U. You just click that link, and then you're able to explore specific universities if you're interested in that, or even also open university tutors, where if you're looking for a specific topic and not a specific university, you can click on that and learn for that topic. Just to summarize our podcast, I think that iTunes U really is a great advantage for college students or any student at all. It's a great resource that is free, and it also does connect us to the world. I do have to